with you here live home of the Nighthawks. We are on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega. Peach Belt Conference basketball is back on the air. A pleasant good afternoon to you. Walker McCreary here as we get ready for the second half of our PBC doubleheader between Flagler and North Georgia. On the women's side, it was a 10-point win for North Georgia, and doing some research off the air, Julianne Sutton, the first player in North Georgia women's basketball history to go 1,000 points, 500 boards since Kelsey Hutchins 2 or 3 years back. So congratulations goes out to her. Now we flip to the men's side. North Georgia coming in losers of 3 straight, but one of those was really, really tight. Actually, 2 of those were really, really tight. Go back to the last home game that we had here in Dahlonega against USC Aiken, an 81-76 loss for North Georgia. They go on the road to Francis Marion, one of the best teams in the Peach Belt Conference, a 2-point loss on the final possession of the game, and then you have to go up to Pembroke 2 days later, and that a very tough place to play. The Braves come out with a big win, but now the calendar will shift to 2020, and for Dan Evans' squad, it's going to rely on their defense. The defense is one of the best in the nation and in the Peach Belt Conference as well, leading the Peach Belt Conference in scoring defense, just under 72 points a game for all their opponents. Offensively, though, that's where North Georgia has had to try and figure some things out. New offensive style under Dan Evans. It's going to take some time, we know that, but there's a lot of experience on the floor for North Georgia. Ephraim Shamanga, he's going to have to get things going from the point guard spot for North Georgia. Can they get the big guys going? Lonray Olatunji, Karad Watson, Zach Brown, amidst others, Zach Cottrell as well. Josh Cottrell, by the way, on the offensive side, sits in the top 10 in the Peach Belt Conference in three-pointers made and threes made per game. He's made 27 threes this year. That is good for 6th overall in the Peach Belt Conference. Again, defensively, though, is where North Georgia is going to have to get things locked down against this Flagler squad. Ephraim Shamanga, second in Division II in steals per game, leads the Peach Belt Conference in that category, 3.45 takeaways per contest. And he's tops in the league and 4th nationally in total steals, leading with 38 steals. Flagler 5-5 on the year, 1-1 in Peach Belt Conference play. A 2-point win over Georgia College in overtime before hitting the road and losing at Augusta. Again, one of the conference's go-to teams, the ones that you're trying to figure out who's going to get that 1, 2, 3 seed when it comes to Peach Belt tournament play. Augusta beat the Saints by 20 points. Going into the Christmas and New Year's break. Now, Flagler coming in, trying to get back on the winning track as well. This is the 3rd of 3 in a row away from Flagler Gymnasium for the Saints and averaging a double-double. Yeti Uarzapaitis. He is a name that you will hear a lot from Craig and Lee in a minute. 18.7 points per game, exactly 10 rebounds per game. Uarzapaitis going to be a tough task for North Georgia to stop. We will see what they do when they can get that going. We'll take a commercial break. When we return, we'll continue the NSN pregame show. Throw it down to courtside with Craig and Lee. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network, back in just a minute.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. We compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
With Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we grow closer and closer to tip-off in the second half of our Peach Belt Conference doubleheader between Flagler and North Georgia here on the NSN pregame show. North Georgia 10-4 all-time against Flagler, but they have not won here in Dahlonega since December 2015. If they're able to break that streak today, they will avoid their first 0-4 start since the 2010-2011 season. And to call all the action of today's men's basketball game in Peach Belt Conference play, our gentlemen down at the sidelines, Craig Corbin and Lee Glenn. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
And thank you, Walker. The second half of our Peach Belt doubleheader with Flagler and North Georgia looking to be able to get into the win column in Peach Belt play. Tough start to conference play. The back-to-back road losses, Francis Marion, UNC Pembroke, two of the teams that expected to be among the best in the league. A valiant effort, though, against Francis Marion. That's a ball game that could well have been a win for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, we're 0-3, but those three losses have come against three teams that have, over the past, I think, 2 or 3 years, each of them have represented our league in the NCAA play. So you're talking about good programs, but I do think that the Peach Belt Conference on the men's side this year is really up for grabs top to bottom. There's really not that team that's just way better than everybody else. Pembroke can probably be in that discussion. But outside of Pembroke, there's really, it's an anybody can beat anybody league. And to speak to the depth of the Peach Belt Conference, really, if you divide the league into thirds, the bottom third is not an easy third of wins. So it's like, I really think that this year's conference champion could come from a lot of different teams, and it would really not blow my mind if it came from one of those teams who are perennially a bottom third team. So it's just a league that's up for grabs, wide open. It's conference basketball in the dead of winter. This is grown man basketball in this league, and you really have to make sure that you bring your A game, your A scout, and your A physicality. You're about to find out that we just watched a women's game where our culture kind of took over in the second half there. You're going to really see an entirely different game here in the sense that it's going to be played above the rim at a higher pace. And we got to be ready to do this for 20 nights.
And being invested from the opening tip is key in that. You look at what the Nighthawks have done, and Walker alluded to it in the open. Defensive prowess has sort of been a silver lining in the season, leading the league and among the leaders nationally. You would hope that continues as we get into the 2020 portion of the schedule.
Yeah, the Nighthawks and Coach Evans' team, and establishing culture takes time. It takes years. But he has really made unbelievably positive strides in creating a new defensive identity among our program. And although we're 0-3 in league, we're just a single game under 500. And that is a testament to not playing a weak non-conference schedule. That's a testament to a much more engaged and connected and physical defense this year.
The proverbial trial by fire when you look at that non-conference slate. Tip of the hat to Ephraim Shimongi. You talk about defense, and his name is one that is mentioned prominently when it comes to Peach Belt Conference leaders. Leads the Peach Belt with nearly 4 per game.
I think he's already got 2 steals tonight. I mean, I just, there's a preliminary box score out, and he's got 2 right now.
He is second nationally in that category, and one of those players that I have always enjoyed watching him compete, because his ability to will himself into position to make steals is amazing. And he also, I think, brings a style of play that, to your point with regard to Coach Evans creating a defensive mentality with the team. I think that Ephraim is a player whose style of play lends itself to just that.
Yeah, you're spot on there. He definitely hangs his hat on the non-ball side of the game. Ephraim, probably the one characteristic about that kid that I love the most is not only is he one of the nation's best defenders. Statistically, that speaks for itself. But he's not a loud player.
Right.
He doesn't do it with his emotion on his sleeve, and he's not slapping the floor and fist pumping, looking at me. No, sir. He will just take it from you and be quiet about it, and then next possession take it from you again, and not make a big deal about it in between the two steals.
Exactly.
And he's the kind of guy that, you have teammates that make you want to play harder, and there's a couple different ways to do that. You can be just the energy guy or the kind of get-in-your-face guy, the loud, flamboyant guy. Ephraim is the kid that you watch play, and you get goosebumps on the back of your neck saying, oh my, there's something about, I'm going to do exactly what he just did, and he doesn't have to say a word to make his team better. And I think that you've got to really credit not only Coach Evans for instilling a new defensive mindset, but for Ephraim Shamanga for being the anchor of that mindset.
In other words, I would interpret that as saying that Ephraim, in many ways, is a throwback to a different era.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of not being demonstrative with regard to the, showboating. And there are players who have been in this game great defenders that will be showboaters when they take the ball from an opponent. But it is so refreshing to see his take on the game.
Name who is, and I don't even know who won the NBA's Best Defense Award. Outside, after Kobe kind of transitioned out of the game, who's the best defender in the league? One name that pops to my mind is Patrick Beverly.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of guy that's going to flip his and you got to have those kind of players, but there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, and Ephraim Shamanga skins his cat as a quiet warrior.
Absolutely. Puts in a lot of minutes. In fact, leads the team at 30 minutes averaged per game. He has started each and every one of the 11 games thus far, hitting 52% from the floor. The interesting stat also, he leads the team in rebounding at 5 per game.
Rebounding is an effort statistic, and there's no skill to rebounding. There's got to be a desire and a want, and Ephraim has a desire and a want to win, and that's why he is good in both of those categories statistically.
Look at the matchup today with Flagler. They come in 5-5, 1-1 in conference play, 5-6 for the Nighthawks. On paper, should be a very good competitive game.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it'll be a competitive game. It's a Peach Belt Conference game in January.
Yep.
And I think that this year you could fill in the blank with North Georgia and Flagler and look up and down the scoreboard, and it's going to be a competitive game every night, every afternoon. But you are dead on, is that these teams statistically outside of the 0-3 start for North Georgia in league are very similar teams on paper.
Should be a great second half to our doubleheader. So glad that you've joined us for Peach Belt Conference action from the Convocation Center. Flagler, the Saints, North Georgia, the Nighthawks. And we will take a break. When we come back, starting lineups and your opening tip on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
It takes more than intelligence and talent to succeed in life. It takes grit and a commitment to excellence.
It takes the willingness to serve others and a cause greater than yourself.
It requires you to push boundaries,
ask difficult questions,
and understand the world around you.
It requires you to know your strengths
and weaknesses, and have the desire to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
It requires you to be independent, efficient, and tolerant.
Ultimately, it requires you to be a leader. At the University of North Georgia, we develop leaders.
Leaders who serve our country abroad to tackle the challenges of the world.
And leaders who serve at home to improve our way of life.
Leaders who never quit.
Leaders who lead by example and not exception.
Leaders who are tough, but fair.
Leaders who are relentless and passionate.
Leaders who solve problems and don't make excuses.
Leaders who do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
There's nothing average about the University of North Georgia and its Corps of Cadets.
If you've got what it takes, then bring it.
All right, Joyride Beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. All right, I'm good. All right.
Can you stop copying me?
Back we are, courtside. Craig Corbin, Lee Glenn, the Nighthawk Sports Network team. Time for your starting lineups. First for the Saints of Flagler. 5-5 in the season, 1-1 in conference play under head coach Chad Warner. He'll be starting number 0, Demerit Brown. Number 1, Derek Ellis Jr. Number 2, Alante Pickens. Number 13, Jetty Josepatis. And number 15, Chris Metzger. For the Nighthawks, under head coach Dan Evans, 5-6 overall, 0-3 in Peach Belt play. This, the 15th meeting between the two programs. North Georgia with a 10-4 advantage in the series. They will be starting number 10, Josh Cottrell. Will be Bailey Minor, number 12. Ephraim Shamanga, number 21. Darnell Snyers, number 25. And jumping center, Karad Watson, number 42. Nighthawks in their home white. The tip is controlled by North Georgia. And we are underway. Shamanga drives, kicks back to Snyers. Darnell around the screen from Watson. Tried to get it back to Karad, but intercepted. And taking it in, Demerit Brown draws contact and a whistle at the 11:39 mark. At the line on the season, Brown 64%. One of the leading scorers at 15.5 points per game. That one off the mark.
Uncanny resemblance to Jamie Foxx.
Gets the second. Yeah. That is really uncanny. 1-0 Flagler. Cottrell to Watson inside. Shot would not go. Lingered on the rim and fell away. That's a little eerie.
It is.
Could be a story there.
Pointed out to me by a fan in the stands, Coach Mike Davenport.
Leave it to Davo. Flagler with a 1-0 lead. We played a minute. Oh, a heave trying to beat the shot clock. The tip and the follow. Give credit there to Metzger.
That was a big dude.
He goes about 220, 6'7", out of Plantation, Florida. Prepped at St. Thomas Aquinas. Minor to Cottrell, a 3 to tie it. It's no good. Metzger the rebound. Shot no good. Rebound taken by Snyers. Nighthawks looking to get on the board. We've played nearly 2 minutes here in the opening half. Chimanga with a taped right wrist and hand, thumb and pinky. Snyers kicks to Miner for three, no good. Rebound, Watson in the lay-in.
Job by Carrada being in the right place at the right time, but that's a good kick out three. Good offense by the Nighthawks. Dribble penetration to a kick out rhythm three.
Flagler with the ball, leading by a point. Away to Derek Ellis. Now Metzger at the top of the key. Back to Ellis. Into the hands of Josephitis. No good. Averaging a double-double is
it
Jetty.
really?
Yep. 10 rebounds, 19 points. Their leading scorer out of London. Cottrell to Watson, drives on Metzger. The over-the-head pass and a foul on the floor by Metzger.
Good officiating there.
Nighthawks have gotten the ball to Karad on, I believe, every possession.
Oh, it's good offense when you play through your big.
Inbound comes intended for Watson, but taken away.
Wow.
Drive and a lay-in. Bailey Miner nearly got the block, but give credit to Derek Ellis Jr. It's 5-2. In traffic, Ephraim, no good. Rebound to the basket by Karad.
I like Karad's attention to the offensive glass.
Clock rolls, 16:46 in the first half. Metzger to Jetty, going baseline. Pass to Metzger, hook shot, does not go, and rebound to Darnell Snyers. Chance for the first lead of the afternoon. Miner, right side, good for three.
Nice catching three in transition. Early threes are good.
North Georgia by 2. In traffic, Ellis back to Metzger, puts it up. No good, rebound, Watson. Played nearly 4 minutes. Chimanga in traffic, kicks it back. Watson open for three. Would not go. Rebound to Brown. You know, I'm going to be thinking about that resemblance all afternoon long now. 15:45 to go in the first half. Metzger, top of the key to Ellis on the wing, right side. Drives on Chimanga, kicks back. Brown, long three, no good. Rebound, offensive to Ellis. Loose ball. Snyers, 1-on-2. Back it goes to Ephraim. Stops. Oh, a nice move by Karad and gets the roll.
Nice job again by Karad of running the floor, running the middle of the floor. Good patience by Ephraim to find the trailer and then attack the rim. So that's a trailer three for Karad on the last possession that he missed, and then a trailer run the middle lane two for him.
And he's got 6 points.
Yeah, he's outscoring Flagler by himself.
9-5 your score. We'll have a timeout at the next stoppage of play. The under 16. 14:50 to go here in the first half. Watson out front, bounce pass to Miner. Back to Cottrell. Josh just beyond the foul line, good.
Smooth jumper.
Nighthawks have gotten into a bit of a flow here. 14:30 to go. Josephitis blocked by Watson. Loose ball. Snyers has it.
Exactly the kind of action you want your big to have coming off the tape and changing shots around the rim.
Chimanga to the lane. Ball knocked away. Metzger has it. Nearly a steal. Ball out of bounds. And that will be the under 16 timeout. North Georgia with a strong answer to the start by Flagler. They lead by 6 on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the UNG Bookstore, 4 locations across Northeast Georgia, and Kazi Orthodontics, creating smiles that command attention.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T. All we see is you.
I'm Kara Gruber, and you're watching North Georgia basketball on NSN.
The 11-5 your score, North Georgia leading on a 9-0 run, really answering the start that Flagler made. And nice to see the offensive continuity on several possessions consecutively.
Yeah, it's a lot of team basketball out there. Big touches on each possession, running the floor in offensive transition. Really protecting the rim has led to good transition opportunities for us early in the game as well.
The Zach attack on the floor now. Zach Cottrell and Zach Brown. Zez Steeple also out there. Hook shot, Josepaitis, or beg your pardon, that's Hodgick missing that shot. Pass in the corner to Ephraim in traffic. The give to Brown would not go. Rebound, Hodgick. Demir out of Sarajevo, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Takes the pass, kicks it back out.
Double dribble, didn't he?
Yep. Now open for 3. Josepaitis, his first basket of the day.
I think anytime that leading scorers or good players like him catch it in rhythm at the three-point line, unchallenged, they're normally going to go in more than they miss.
Jenkins to Cottrell. Zach drives, takes the 15-footer in. It's good. Ooh, was going to say in and out, but it fell back in. That one no good from Demerit Brown. Good to see KJ Jenkins on the floor.
Absolutely.
Averaging 13 points per contest in the 2 that he's played.
He gave us good minutes on that road swing.
Long shot from Ephraim, no good. Knocked away by Jenkins, but he could not save it. The games with Francis Marion and Pembroke. Notoriously difficult places to play. Always have been, always will.
Sir.
Flagler with the ball, trailing by 5. Alante Pickens with the ball, top of the key. Away to Ellis on the wing, drives on Jenkins, zips the pass in the corner. Pantelic, no good. Rebound, Cottrell.
It's tough to catch a kick-out pass at your knees and catch it and shoot it in rhythm.
Josh Cottrell, bounce pass to his brother Zach. Back to Josh. 18 to shoot as we move inside the 12-minute mark. Jenkins for 3, left side, off the iron, no good. Pantelic out of Belgrade, Serbia. Up ahead to Pickens, no good. Rebound snared by Jenkins. Josh Cottrell, the fake baseline jumper, would not go. Tipped by Brown, but right into the hands of Ellis. Here come the Saints on the move. Pickens, 3, no good. Long rebound to Hodgick. Pantelic.
You got your work cut out for you today,
Dude, let me tell you, I'd like to buy some more vowels.
You got plenty of vowels. You need a couple Smiths in there.
I'm going to have to go with nicknames for these guys.
Yeah.
We got a timeout, the under 12. 11-19. We'll take it. 13-8. North Georgia leads Flagler on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3. Out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. path of selflessness, of service, the path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Back we are courtside. Craig Corbin, Lee Glenn. Just talking in the break there about the European component to this Flagler roster. It is, and we haven't even gotten to number 10, Lawrence Slim, the gentleman from the Netherlands.
Slim?
Yeah, did you notice that the Netherlands is discontinuing the practice or discouraging the practice of referring to themselves as Holland, which technically only refers to 2 of their provinces.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, it was.
That one just slipped right past me in my evening reading.
You didn't see that
No.
in the Wall Street Journal this week?
No, I did not. Do they still have windmills?
Josh Cottrell, that one no good. Miner nearly got a hand on that one, but couldn't corral it. 13-10 your score, Flagler. Chance to make it a 1-point ball game or tie it with a 3. Hodgick, good defense. Nearly lost the handle, gets it back out to Pantelic. Drive, shoots, left it short, got his own rebound, no good, and a foul on the play.
Foul was on the initial play, not the second putback, but whatever.
Alex, 3 of 4 at the line on the season, has only played in 7 of their 10 games. Sophomore. And that one is good. He came to Flagler by way of Southeast Illinois College. Second one coming now, and it's good. So 5 of 6 on the season now from the line for Pantelic. The lead is 1. North Georgia 13-12 with the ball. Snyers in traffic. Nice attempt by Cottrell. Wouldn't go. Bailey Miner could not get the follow to go, and they'll inbound it with 16 on the shot clock.
Good job by Zach there using the other side of the rim to negate the shot blocker, although couldn't finish, but that's heavy traffic shot.
Good effort. Inbound from Snyder is Josh Cottrell for 3, you bet.
Yeah, you on a set piece baseline out, you better make sure you identify where he's at. Kid can stroke it.
Yep. It's an easy motion.
Nestles.
Pantelic.
Bailey Miner, Zach Cottrell working hard over here.
Yep. Josepatis in traffic and a travel. We'll send it the other way.
Good post defense there by Josh. Got caught. They like the matchup of in the paint there. Josh did a good job of holding his ground, forcing him back behind the backboard.
Josepatis, sophomore out of London, prepped at Woodstock Academy in Connecticut.
Used the Concord.
That is a tough commute from London to Connecticut. I think the Nighthawks have frustrated him thus far. Not able to get into his normal rhythm.
That's a testament to our defense. I'm telling you, we'll guard people.
By the way, Jetty leads the team in 6 categories.
Ooh, Ephraim about got him another one of his category right there.
And you talk about him, and he'll put in a 3 on you. And he just did. 16-15. The North Georgia lead is 1. In traffic, Ephraim had that one blocked. A miss for Jetty and a rebound to Josh Cottrell. Around the horn to Shimanga. Into the lane, stops to Watson, puts it up high off the glass, and good. And Karad.
Shot by Karad here. Ball screen, roll and play. Oh, it's at his 8th point.
Indeed it is. Brown now puts it up and in for 3.
Not much. He and Macy Gregg should have like a workout, and they should kind of average their 2 shots.
Yeah. By the way, that shot tied the game at 18 all. Flagler looking to retake the lead after a 3-0 start to the ball game. Lost that one over the end line, did Derek Ellis Jr. Derek out of Connecticut, Hartford. He attended Mercyhurst University. Cottrell to Minor for 3. Would not go.
Ball screen, pick and pop, clear out all the help.
Zapatis back out front to Brown, around to Ellis. Derek guarded by Ephraim. 8:08 to go first half. Tyler Collier at the foul line, away to Ellis. Now 8-7. And Collier able to track that one down with 3 on the shot clock. Now Ellis heaves it up, and it is good at the flippin' buzzer. Oh.
But Flagler will take that. I have to assume that is not the shot they drew up.
Goodness. I wasn't sure he was going to get the shot away. Cottrell to Watson to Shimanga. 7:25 to go, down 3. Bailey Minor looking for the tie and gets it.
Credit that to Ephraim there, going into the paint, getting 2 feet, making them switch big to little to big, and wasn't able to get out and contest that shot on our big and Bailey Minor.
Time out on the floor, the under 8. We've got 7:09 to go until the half. All tied at 21. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain with Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
Hi, my name is Macy Gregg, and you're watching North Georgia basketball on NSN.
And back we are. Corbin and Glenn. It is a great matchup here between North Georgia and Flagler, 21 all. During the break, discussing, among other things, the coaching search by the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you think their pick will be?
Lincoln Riley.
They could do a lot worse.
I like your dark horse selection, though.
Yep.
I didn't know that he was an unpopular guy in Green Bay.
I
Or was he just unpopular to Aaron Rodgers?
I think he was unpopular to Aaron Rodgers, and that's a shame because he's a great coach with a great record.
Yeah.
And I hate it when a player, regardless of how good they are, can influence whether or not a team keeps a coach. But his name, McCarthy's name, has been associated with 3 different searches, so I would love to see him in Dallas. That corner shot no good. Watson the rebound.
Wrong man rebound by Karad Watson right there.
He's playing a great game today. Pass away to Josh Cottrell, now to Bailey Minor, over to Darnell Snyers. Snyers bounce pass to Minor for the 3, no good. And that's going to be on Ephraim, his second. Derek Ellis hit the floor. Derek sporting some flashy shoes this afternoon.
Looks like everybody got shoes for Christmas.
What color would you say those are? Those gold?
Mustard gold.
Whew. Goodness.
Part of it is mustard, the Dijon variety.
Dijon.
Part of it's gold.
Collier away to Josephitis. Runs, guarded by Brown. The backdoor cut. Pass to Collier. No good. Partially blocked by Watson. Gets the rebound. Outlet comes to Steeple.
We are guarding tonight, Craig.
You love that intensity. Steeple to Cottrell. Now to Watson, over to Brown, around the horn to Snyers. Darnell drives in traffic. Straightaway 3, Karad Watson. No good. Rebound, though, by Zach. Over to Zez, goes baseline, stops. Picks up the dribble out front to Watson. Over to Snyers, 12 to shoot. Leaves it for Zez, 3 on the way. No good. And Flagler comes up with a loose ball.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
How quick is that guy?
Brown from downtown.
Very quickly. I mean, I don't even think we had time to reset the shot clock.
To say that he shot it as soon as he caught it is an understatement.
That's hard to guard.
24-21 on the 3 by Brown. Zez lost his footing. And the turnover will give it to Flagler with 5:08 to go first half. Brown on the season. What do you think he's hitting from beyond the arc? Knowing that your threshold for a good three-point shooter, he's above that number. I'll give you that.
If you're allowed to shoot it in that fashion, you better be at 39.5.
Add 4 points to that.
Okay.
43%.
He can shoot it as quickly as he wants to shoot it.
All day long. And another 3. This one from Josephitis. And a pair of long-range shots has made it a 6-point lead, the largest of the day for Flagler.
A pair of long-range contested shots is what the North Georgia faithful got to remain positive in. It's not like they're defensive breakdowns. They're just challenge shots that are going in.
That foul was on Lonray Olatunji just in the ball game. Stops the clock at 4:42. Minor will check in for Brown. Pickens at the line. And that one no good. Rebound Steeple. Pickens an 83% free throw shooter. Zez pulls up. That one no good. A rebound Flagler, but taken away. Olatunji, Steeple, Zez will drive. Euro step. Shot wouldn't go, but he'll head to the line.
Zez is like just an Energizer bunny, man. When
yep.
Came off the bench. It came off the bench today, right?
Yes.
You know, just the effort that he brings to the team on that substitution is palpable.
He sets, shoots, and would not roll in. Still 27-21. Now Mikhail Bethea on the floor
It's a true freshman, too, and this kid will guard you as well.
Now Lawrenceville. 2 misses at the line for Zez. 4:15 to go until the half. Pickens, guarded by Cottrell, drives. Oh, and they're going to count the basket and 1.
Come on, Rap, you took 4 steps for a shot.
Pickens back to the line.
It's hard to, I mean, all the moves that Flagler went through to get to the rim there, that's not something that you can replicate and guard every day in practice.
Nope.
It's not like you just say, okay, guys, we're going to play and 1 street basketball for the next 10 minutes, work on guarding 7 straight change of direction moves. Just got to really, I guess, when that gets going, get early help to it and hope that you're not pinching off of a shooter. But I haven't identified in this roster who from Flagler is not necessarily a shooter.
Right. A 9-0 run by Flagler brings us to the under 4 timeout. 30-21 your score. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. A 9-0 run by Flagler, the first big run of this ball game, has opened things up here a bit with just less than 4 minutes to go until the half. You know, we were commenting a moment ago on the footwear selection for Mr. Ellis. Also of note, footwear for Mr. Hodgick.
Those are highlighter yellow.
Woo! Goodness.
It's like Microsoft Word yellow. you know the option where you can highlight text? It's that yellow. And then the fluorescent highlighter yellow is the soul of them.
That is a great description.
Wow.
Long 3 from Josepaitis, and that one was well beyond NBA range to no avail. Jenkins in traffic and a whistle as he was bouncing back and forth like a pinball.
So Brown shoots it at 43. What does my man Yeti shoot it from?
Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. I thought that 43% was the best on the team. Jetty is at 50%.
Yeah. You can tell by the type of threes they take that they are obviously good shooters.
That's staggering.
If you shoot at 32% and pull the kind of shots they pull, you are getting a free ticket to the bench.
Another and one opportunity here. That is the 9th team foul on North Georgia here in the first half. 3:11 to go until the break. Biggest lead of the afternoon now for the Saints. Foul shot no good. Minor the rebound. Outlet to Snyers. Buffet takes it. Left hand would not fall. Goodness gracious. Out of bounds to Flagler. That was a great drive. Just wouldn't fall.
Nice hesitation drive. He got the defense to come up out of their stance by hesitating and then just lowered his hips and exploded at the rim. Just kind of an awkward left-handed finish.
It lingered for a moment, but fell just shy. Brown to Hodgick. Back to Brown. 2:45 to play. Collier now away to Brown. Puts it up. No good. Rebound Zach Cottrell. Outlet to Snyers. Darnell away to Zach. Over to KJ. Drives. Zips it high to Darnell. Now Bailey open momentarily. KJ will put it up for three. No good. Rebound to Flagler. Pass to Brown. It's an 11-0 run by the Saints. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Collier away to Brown and gets the three. Timeout taken. Coach Evans with 1:59 to go, in need of resetting things here. Now a 14-0 run.
Man, that shot was a quick trigger shot that just not much arc on it.
Nope.
And then when it goes in, it just kind of
rattles home.
Buries it. See, you know, like you ever seen like a dog that like jumps up on the bed and kind of just fluffs his way into and just kind of disappear. That's what the basketball does when he shoots it.
It's an unusual trajectory because to me, that makes the shot so much more difficult when you have a low trajectory.
Not quite sure. I mean, that Flagler's got some nice pieces.
Teams are back on the floor. See if the Nighthawks can get the offense cranked up here for the final couple of minutes of the half. Jenkins in traffic. Floater, yes! And the foul.
KJ can be instant offense for this team, and coming out of a timeout, that must have been a matchup that Coach Evans liked. A simple ball reversal and letting him get into space in his right hand.
And completes the three-point play. (35-24), Flagler the lead and the ball. 1:37 to go in the first half. Alante Pickens around the horn to Josephitis, holding high to Collier, top of the key. Now to Brown in the lane, no good. Rebound Watson, outlet to Snyers, 2-on-1. He'll wait to Karad, now KJ for three, in, no good. And a nice lead pass to Hodgick for the slam dunk. A minute to go, first half, 37-24, Flagler. Jenkins will drive the lane. Shot would not go, but the fact that he got the shot away
really
in that kind of traffic.
I thought it was going to be blocked.
That shows you he's got some pretty good hops.
Why has the common basketball shoe now become a low-cut shoe?
That's a trend that has certainly taken hold. I've always thought that the high tops would provide a little more stability, at least in theory.
I remember when I played a long time ago, the shoes we wore, it was physically impossible to hurt your ankle in.
Because it was way above the ankle.
Yeah, and very thick and heavy.
Not so now.
These are like tennis shoes.
Yeah. 37-26 your score. Foul stops the clock with 44.4. Well, that is an industry that has evolved so rapidly.
The shoe industry?
The shoe industry.
It's run by the mafia.
Oh, my goodness. an immense amount of money.
Just how it's worked into the college game and the dark levels.
You would probably be shocked to know the amount of money that is exchanged under the table.
Yeah. I would imagine. You'd have to pay me some money under the table to wear some of these colors. They're wearing
38-26. I will agree. Jenkins, beautiful move in the finger roll.
Sometimes you just got to be committed to scoring, and I think that's what KJ has gotten into.
It's a 10-point ball game, 38-28 with 26.8 left. Timeout, we'll keep it right here. He has shown an ability to get to the rim consistently.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to get committed like that. You know, just I'm going to score. I'm going to get my shot. And I don't think there's not a selfish nature to that by any means. It's just, we're down 10 now. It kind of feels a lot like the women's game right now.
Right.
The energy is over on the Flagler side. Kudos to him to be able to just take the onus upon himself to try to get some offense created.
KJ out of Canton and Creekview High. So a difference of 2.8 seconds in the shot clock and the game clock. Ellis guarded by Snyers. Flagler by 10 with the ball. Shot clock at 10. Ellis now with 6, 5, 4, and a 3-second violation. Nope.
Illegal screen
Illegal.
On 14.
Mr. Hodgick. And that will allow the Nighthawks the last shot with 6.4. Substitution for Flagler, number 10, Lawrence Slim in the ball game. Snyers with 5, 4, 3, lost the handle. Joseph Pottis flings it up after the buzzer, and it's a 10-point lead for Flagler at the break. 38-28 your score. Straight ahead, Walker McCrary in the halftime report right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. We compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
I'm Kara Gruber, and you're watching North Georgia basketball on NSN.
Halftime here in Dahlonega with Flagler 38, North Georgia 28 at the break here at the UNG Convocation Center. Walker McCrary on the NSN halftime report. It's been a tale of really two periods to this half. North Georgia came out pretty hot, got to 21 points, but since then it's been a big run by Flagler, stretching it out to a 10-point lead, 38-28 at the break. As we take a look at some of the team stats, both teams shooting it relatively the same. North Georgia just a hair over 31%, while Flagler just a hair over 35%. But the three-point shot has been what Flagler has really relied on here in the first half. They're 7 of 18 from distance, while North Georgia, they're just 3 of 17 from distance. That's the big despairing stat in this one. Flagler has also gotten to the free throw line 6 more times than North Georgia. 7 free throws made out of 11 for the Saints, 3 of 5 for North Georgia in the first half. North Georgia and Flagler relatively even on the rebounds as well. 26 for Flagler, 23 for North Georgia. When you look at the offensive boards, they're almost exactly equal. 6 for Flagler and 5 for North Georgia. Turnovers, 9 for the Nighthawks, 7 for the Saints. Steals, 4 for the Saints and 2 for the Nighthawks. So aside from the three-point shooting, everything else relatively even, and that's what we've seen in this one. A very tightly contested game here at the UNG Convocation Center to kick off the 2020 slate for both Flagler and North Georgia. We'll take a commercial break, and when we return, we'll dive into the individual numbers here from Dahlonega. 38-28, your halftime score. Flagler leading North Georgia here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. We compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
I'm Kara Gruber, and you're watching North Georgia basketball on NSN.
Back with you here in Dahlonega, 38-28, your halftime score. Flagler leads North Georgia on the NSN halftime report. Time to look at the individual numbers. 8 points for Karad Watson to lead North Georgia in the scoring column. 7 for KJ Jenkins, 6 for Bailey Minor, 5 for Josh Cottrell, and 2 for Zach Cottrell. Again, 11 of 35 from the floor, just 31.4% from the floor, but the bigger stat, 3 of 17 from the three-point line, and just 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. For Flagler, 0 points for Demerit Brown, 10 points as well for Ellis Jr., 9 points for Uarzapaitis. North Georgia's done a pretty good job of keeping him in check. He is 3 of 7 from the three-point line. He is usually much better than that. He also has 5 rebounds, so he's halfway to his average there. He's also halfway to his average in points in this one. 3 points for Pickens, and then 2 apiece for Metzger, Hadzic, and Pantelich. Again, Flagler 12 of 34 from the floor, 7 of 18 from distance, 7 of 11 from the stripe. Again, 26-23 on the rebounding numbers, 5 apiece for Ellis and Uarzapaitis. For Flagler leading the way for North Georgia, 7 boards for Karad Watson. He is closing in on a double-double. Darnell Snyers with 3 of the 5 assists for North Georgia, and Ellis Jr. with 3 of the 5 assists for Flagler. When we come back from this commercial break, we will look at the Peach Belt Conference scoreboard. Women's action was crazy today, and the men's action, well, it's just the same from around the Peach Belt Conference. Stick with us here on the NSN Halftime Report. 38-28, your halftime score. North Georgia trailing Flagler here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T, all we see is you.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Halftime here in Dahlonega, and Flagler leads North Georgia 38-28 in Peach Belt Conference action. A full slate of Peach Belt Conference games going on right now. We'll start on the men's side. Right now, midway or early in the second half, rather, Columbus State leads Francis Marion 60-31 at the Lumpkin Center, while down at Clayton State, it's early first half. We'll get to why in just a minute, but Augusta has an 8-6 lead over the Lakers early in that game. UNC Pembroke leads Young Harris just on the other side of Blood Mountain 59-36, while Lander leads Georgia Southwestern 50-32 at halftime as well. USC Aiken clinging to a 5-point lead down at Georgia College 65-60. They are midway through the second half. Now, when we look on the women's side, I mentioned Augusta and Clayton State. They're just early in the first half, and here's why. There was double overtime down in Morrow, which saw Augusta outscore Clayton State 20-6 in the final overtime period to take a 95-81 win over the Lakers. Augusta, surprisingly and sneakily, at 3-0 in Peach Belt Conference play, staying on pace with North Georgia, who improved to 4-0 today with a 66-56 win over Flagler. Again, Julianne Sutton reaching 1,000 points for her career, also 500 rebounds for her career, the first Nighthawk to do that since Kelsey Hutchins. Also in action, Lander remains unbeaten. They go 64-52 down in Americus, a 12-point win over Georgia Southwestern. Columbus State improving to 2-1, 74-51 over Francis Marion. USC Aiken beats Georgia College 70-51, and Young Harris gets the win over UNC Pembroke 55-39. Again, that's the Peach Belt Conference scoreboard. Here in Dahlonega, it is 38-28. Flagler leads North Georgia. Second half action with Craig Corbin and Lee Glenn coming to you after these messages here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
The NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 up. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we close in on the start of the second half here from the UNG Convocation Center. Again, that surprising women's score, Augusta 95, Clayton 81. That a double overtime score for the Jaguars defeating the Lakers. And of course, North Georgia winning 66-56 in women's action. It is 38-28 here at halftime from the UNG Convocation Center, and we rejoin Craig Corbin and Lee Glenn courtside for the call of the second half.
And thank you, Walker.
Good timing.
It was perfect timing. Perfect timing. A little respite there, and hopefully the respite that the Nighthawks have gotten just what they need in order to turn things around. Interesting things around the Peach Belt Conference. My, oh my.
Women's basketball scores. Who you got in Augusta Clayton State?
Well, had I not seen...
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Who you got in Pembroke and Young Harris?
I would say Pembroke.
Young Harris by 16. Aiken, Georgia College.
Aiken
by 13. Francis Marion and Columbus State.
I would go Columbus State.
Yeah,
Columbus State by 23, and then Lander Southwestern.
Lander
by 12.
Whoa.
We're a lot closer down in the Storm Dome. By the way, Francis Marion and Columbus State is now a 29-point game late second half.
Goodness gracious. Thank you, Walker. Always interesting to see how things play out around the Peach Belt.
Or to have your kid at the game.
Well, there's a price to pay,
literally,
which you have just experienced. But that comes also with sort of paying the help, because if memory serves, he's been on the crew that's kept the floor mopped up today.
Yeah, you really got to go to the deeps of the cellar whenever school's not in session to find good help.
You do what you got to do. Well, let's see if the Nighthawks can do what they need to do.
Those are interesting Peach Belt scores.
Yeah, it going to be an interesting season.
Yeah.
An interesting season, no doubt, and we are underway. Flagler with the ball, leading by 10. Josephitis, and has it taken away by Snyers. Darnell will drive, shoot, and score!
Good, nice start to the half. Steal and finish in traffic by Darnell.
Nicely done, 38-30. Josephitis will drive, stop. That pass intended for the big guy, Metzger, who only played the early minutes of the ball game, then sort of sat on the bench the rest of the way.
Fouls? No, one. Good closeout by Josh.
Guarding Brown, now to Metzger in the key. Shot clock at 5. Josephitis backs up and taken away by Minor. The pass intended for Metzger. Snyers down low to Watson in traffic, and a foul. He might have been fouled twice.
On the catch and the pass.
Still the first minute of the second half, and you'd have to believe that the Nighthawks have an infusion of energy
Yeah, they were. Coach Evans can coach the game. I'm sure he's got some nice adjustments and some nice reset energy.
Shamunga drives, kicks back. Cottrell tracks it down. Now Watson over to Ephraim in traffic.
Good
around the horn.
Pass. In and out by Snyers there. Good extra pass by Josh Cottrell. He had a 3 that he could have taken, but gave an extra pass to a more open 3 by Darnell.
That one will go, and that makes it 41-30. $18:20 on the clock. That one from Snyers off the mark, but taken by Bailey. Away to Ephraim through traffic, zips it back and tracked down by Karad right in front of the North Georgia bench. The battle between Bailey Minor and Derek Ellis, and it will stay North Georgia ball. Shot clock at 5. Darnell draws contact, and that'll be on Alante Pickens. Second personal on Alante. Native of the Windy City.
Who's going to be the next coach of the Cleveland Browns?
Who wants to be the next coach of the Cleveland Browns?
Block 3 there.
Karad.
Not a reset. Keep an eye on the shot clock.
Ephraim. And ball stripped away. Here comes Josepaitis and Metzger. Josepaitis stops, turns to Metzger. Good.
I wonder if Metzger's nursing an injury.
And that could be.
Knee brace.
That could be. $43-30. Now Snyers just inside the arc. This one no good. Ball tipped and a foul inside. Metzger in the first half played less than 6 minutes and came in averaging, well, he's only averaging 14. So even though he was a starter,
and he's out now early.
Yep.
First sub for them.
So that could be the MO with him. In transition, around it goes to Pickens, no good, but an offensive board for Hodgick. 43-32, Flagler. Ellis. Now to Hodgick just beyond the foul line, no good, just before the shot clock. And yet another Flagler basket. 45-32. Played 3.5 minutes here in the second half.
We had to play a lot of defense on that possession. A couple offensive rebounds.
Let's see, are we playing soccer or basketball?
For the kick?
Yeah.
Got so many internationals, they may play just as much soccer as they do basketball.
Clock stopped at
World's
16:24.
most sport.
And had it been hockey, it was nearly a high sticking.
That's not a sport, though.
Hey, you
didn't bite.
I'm sure that you saw that Sidney Crosby's back. That shot no good.
No, I must have missed that one. I was missing my Netherlands readings.
16-10 to
in
go.
The same sports section.
And that's going to be a legal screen on Hodgick.
Microsoft Word.
That is bright.
It's got both shades of yellow. It's
That
got the
is
highlighter
bright.
on the sole.
I think that's the surprising part of that combination.
Yeah.
Ephraim?
Your selections for of which you can highlight in Microsoft Word are very limited.
Jenkins shot no good.
Oh,
He takes
good
it right
steal.
away from Josepaitis, intended for Brown. Out of bounds off of Pickens.
After a yellow and then this limeish green.
That's it.
There's really nothing that plays to highlighting text.
We'll talk more about that in a moment. Timeout, the under 16. It's Flagler 45, North Georgia 32 on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I'm Kyra Davis, and you're watching North Georgia basketball on NSN.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Well, we've ascertained that Lee is not a hockey fan.
I'm a fan of any sport. I just have a tough time understanding hockey.
Have you ever been to a hockey match?
Minor league.
You need to go. You need to go to one NHL game. Cottrell lays it in the lane. Nicely done.
Traditionally always good on baseline out.
45-34. Pentelic to Hodgick for the easy lay-in. Now another of the did you knows, and this one actually I think you'll enjoy. Jenkins with the ball. Works into the lane through traffic, puts it up, would not go, rebound to Flagler. Tonight there is a meteor shower.
Is there really?
Yep.
What time?
In the wee hours, 2 a.m.-ish.
Interesting. I want to see it.
What?
Lee.
Doggone it, another three.
How do you guard these guys? Man, we are good defensively, but how do you guard these guys?
Yeah, the timeout on the floor, 50-34. And it becomes a full, so we'll take it as well. Flagler 50, North Georgia 34. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain with Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
Back we are. Craig Corbin, Lee Glenn, 50-34. The shots have been falling from the sky, and we were talking about the meteor shower tonight. Always looking to expand the knowledge base of our audience, and for those that are not aware, one of the best observatories in the state, associated with the University of North Georgia right here in Dahlonega, south of the main campus. If you've never visited, you need to.
It's a good basket here, Nighthawks.
Jenkins, three, you bet. I think he heard you.
Off the dribble, too. That's a tough three. Catch, one dribble through.
Flagler with the ball. Josepaitis loses the handle. They say last touched by Ephraim. I sort of agree with Mr. Shamanga that might have been last touched by Jetty. It will be Pickens to inbound. Or beg your pardon, that's Ellis. Hodgick. Now we'll dribble it once, back to Ellis. Shot clock at 5. Over it goes to Pantelic. Brown just beats the shot clock, and another low trajectory three
I'm
for
thinking
Brown.
when they pass it to him, there's no way that he gets that off. But he has got such a quick trigger. He had time to spare. It was halfway to the rim before the shot clock went off.
What's intriguing is he didn't bring the ball down. He caught it high and then released. 53-37. It'll be Ellis to inbound to Pantelic. Ellis to Brown. Josephitis. And a slam dunk for Jetty.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got 14.
They've been running the Princeton action, a lot of the set back cuts, and it's just been ghost action up until then. That time it was a screen away and then a hard plant to a back cut.
That's now your largest lead of the afternoon for the Saints. At 18 points, Zach Brown at the line, looking to cut into that. This was an extremely close ball game early, tied at 21 before the Saints went on a bit of a run, a 9-0 run. One more coming for Zach. And that one's good. Zach will check out. Bailey Minor will finish tying his right shoe and steps onto the court.
And we talk about how good of a defensive team North Georgia is, and we are. Flagler's done a good job of taking away what our strengths are today as well.
Consistently. The lob to Hodgick. Give the assist to Josephitis. Bethea out to Steeple. Zez away to Zach Cottrell. Now KJ. Hop, skip, and a jump. Shot no good. Ball tipped out of bounds. That was a nice effort by Hodgick to say that Jenkins last touched it, but not even close. Bethea on the baseline to trigger it. Has to lob it out to KJ. Now Zez with 15 to shoot. Works the left side of the lane. Tough angle, and it's good.
That's a really tough two. He shot it with his right hand, but going to his left after absorbing the contact.
That shot is well short by Brown. Steeple on the move. Floater in the lane is good.
Instant energy, it says.
Clock rolls, 12:21 to play in the ball game. Now a 15-point deficit. Brown closely checked by Jenkins. Down low it goes. Josephitis. And he has a very nice touch on his shot.
It's his 16th point of the game.
Yeah. Long three by Zez. He's got 7 in a row here.
7 quick ones, too.
Zez, top of the key, no good. Rebound by Demerit Brown.
Is that not a foul?
Don't understand it. Ellis, the lob over the top. Ball hit the rim to Steeple. Now KJ on the right wing. Quick three, good. And just like that, 59-48. What was an 18-point deficit now is but an 11-point deficit. Pantelik holding high to Hajic, top of the key. Guarded by Zach Cottrell, away to Pantelik. Goes baseline, left side.
Good help by KJ.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought he'd gotten all the way outside the charge arc. Recognized the dribble penetration early, got there. Could have gone either way.
The inside, the 12-minute mark timeout. At the 10:54 mark, Flagler 59, North Georgia 48. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the UNG Bookstore, 4 locations across Northeast Georgia, and Kazi Orthodontics, creating smiles that command attention.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Marking the tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
The three-point efforts of the Nighthawks have tightened things up a bit. Trailed by 18 just a moment ago, but the man who is instant energy, Zez Steeple, with 7 points in short succession, has helped power a comeback effort by the Nighthawks. Alex Pantelik at the line, sophomore, has only missed once this season at the line. Has yet to miss today.
You tried.
Yeah, doggone it.
All right.
It was not for a lack of effort.
Let's share here. Share.
Brown to Steeple and a foul. That'll go against Zach Brown, and we'll turn it over. Clock rolls, 10:40 remaining in this one. Hajic, guarded by Cottrell, away to Zojapaitis. There'll be a foul on Zach on the drive by Jetty. Darnell Snyers and Ephraim Shimanga checking back in.
Wow. What? Demerit Brown is the only senior on Flagler's roster.
That bodes well for the Saints. Nice defense there by Zach Brown. Tips it to Steeple. Zez. Right back to Zach for the slam dunk. And it's now single digits, or beg your pardon, closer to single digits. Inside 10 minutes to go, 61-50. Josephitis drives from the right elbow, good. He's right at his season's average.
In play as a sophomore.
Yep. Shimanga, nice give.
Nice leave
for Zach. Zach Brown makes it 63-52.
Fitted into some really tight space there, did Ephraim.
Oh, a near steal. And good hands, Mr. Glenn.
Thank you.
You could see that one coming.
Wasn't prepared for it. Just computer safety first.
Yeah, exactly. I was there to back you up just in case. Josephatis, fall away shot, no good, but fouled in the process. That's the third on Ephraim. Stops the clock at 9:07 to go. He's an 87% free throw shooter.
That's Ephraim's fourth foul, unfortunately.
Oh, I beg your pardon. A lot of time left. Josh Cottrell set to check back in. First one good from Josephatis. Now with 20 points on the afternoon. 65-52. Snyers away to Jenkins. KJ.
Nice.
Beautiful backdoor cut by Zach Brown.
Nice pocket pass that got through without being a bounce pass. Normally those are bounce passes. So good vision there by KJ and a nice basket cut by Zach Brown.
Alante Pickens lobs it to Josephatis. Guarded by Cottrell, turns, shoots, blocked by Brown. I'm not sure there was enough contact to merit a
I was actually
foul.
watching the backside because I thought that was going to be dribble penetration out to the back corner, so I didn't see it. I would base, though, on the crowd's reaction that there wasn't a lot up top there.
First foul shot good. 66-54. Brown will check out. Juanre Olatunji will check in. Got them both. 8:28 to go. Snyers to Cottrell to Steeple. Drives baseline underneath. KJ Jenkins, three, good.
Little run and jump, 1-3-1. Flagler came in, and we did a good job of playing with poise. A reversal underneath basket pass to the opposite corner, rhythm three by one of our better three-point shooters.
10-point ball game. Collier leaves it for Pickens. No good. Rebound. Lonray gets it to Snyers. Let's make it single digits here, guys. He drives, dishes to Lonray, and is fouled in the process of shooting by Collier.
Lonray had a chance there if he wanted to. He was going to be able to grab that and kind of dunk that, but he kind of fumbled it on the catch.
Time for the under 8 timeout. 7:46 to play in the ball game. It's Flagler 67, North Georgia 57. Back in a moment on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T. All we see is you.
Can you stop copying me?
And back we are courtside with 7:46 to play. A 10-point ball game. The Nighthawks have been able to just about cut that deficit in half. They trailed by as many as 18 earlier here in the second half of play. Do they have enough in the tank to complete a comeback? And I'm not sure what is being discussed here. Is it a substitution?
Lonray can't. Why is Lonray out? He just got fouled, right?
He was the one that was fouled. He is being attended to by the training staff.
So does the sub not have to shoot the free throws?
And that's going to be
Bailey Minor.
Should be Bailey. Interesting. At the line is KJ. Not sure how that works. And some sarcastic applause from the Flagler bench.
They say the ball don't lie. Is that what it?
Yeah. Second one from Jenkins is good. So 1 of 2.
That's fair.
And it is a single-digit deficit now.
All right, let's continue to string up some stops here, Nighthawks.
Pickens with the ball.
Oh, Darnell was there.
Close. Moving screen.
That's the same illegal screen that's been called on the high ball screens all day, for the most part.
You talked about Darnell being there, nearly being there for the steal. In some respects, he is Shamanga-esque in his defensive.
I can see that.
In his defensive approach.
I can see that.
Steeple. Now away to Jenkins. KJ, a long three. In and out, no good. Oh. Josephitis away to Pickens. Alante, the left elbow, back to Jetty, guarded by Josh Cottrell. Off-balance floater is good. I don't know how you guard that.
We've thrown a couple different bodies at him. It's tough to throw. Our best defender sitting over there on the bench with 4 fouls. He's just really, I mean, obviously, without saying an international flavor, just very balanced game.
Never seems out of control.
No. Very high intellectual.
He gets the ball at the right elbow, guarded by Josh. Gets it back. 10 to shoot, 6:16 to play. 3 in the corner, good.
See there, that time they just ran a side pick and popped and forced us to switch. They didn't like the first matchup, but the side ball screen forced us to switch a little onto him, and he can just shoot over a little.
He is so good. Turnover. And the Snowbird layup for Derek Ellis. And just like that, what was a 9-point ball game is now stretched back out to a 14-point deficit. 5:55 to play. It's a 30. Keep it right here. And Josephitis' prowess shooting the ball has been pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, he can do it.
26 points now.
Yeah. On a very efficient 9 of 15, including 4 of 9 from 3. 2 rebounds shy from a double-double.
Which is his average. 10 rebounds coming in.
Guards that rebound at a high capacity, it means that they have a great understanding of the game. It's an effort thing too, but you just gotta understand where the bounces are.
There's a geometrical aspect to that.
Yeah.
Watson to Cottrell. Josh gives it right back to Karad in the lane, puts it up, and a foul on Collier. That is the 4th on Tyler. out of the Keystone State. Fayetteville, PA.
I've never heard of that city. I've heard of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fayetteville, Georgia.
I'm thinking
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
that may be a western Pennsylvania town. Not positive.
Hold, please.
I know Fayette County. We'll ascertain that momentarily. Still 73-58.
Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. Where did you guess it was?
I was thinking the western half of the state. Fall-away jumper good by Josephitis.
It's kind of in the dead middle between.
Is it close to Harrisburg?
Yeah. A little southwest of Harrisburg.
All
Good
right.
2. Oh, that was a good 2.
Hodgick comes up with it. So then it wouldn't be far from State College, PA either.
No.
Pickens inside 5 minutes to play. Oh, a backdoor cut by Josephitis, but Hodgick couldn't get in the ball. Zach Cottrell comes in for Karad Watson. Oh, and a near steal on the inbound by Bethea.
I think he's going to end. I think you're talking about having some Ephraim Shamanga qualities. I think he's got some too.
Yep. Pickens to Ellis. Oh, and a takeaway. Ephraim. Bethea. Backdoor. Behind the back pass to Shamanga. Count it. And the foul.
Wow, good nice poised leave there by Bethea. After the two of them kind of hoarded together for a steal.
That was a nice tandem defensively. Foul shot, no good. Rebound, Hodgick, just a little long. Clock rolls, 4:30 and counting. Brown to Hodgick. Now Brown will drive, lay it up and in, and the foul. Demerit is a pretty good player.
They've got a handful of them.
He came to Flagler by way of Shorter.
No kidding.
Yep. Originally from Ocoee, Florida. Where in Florida is Ocoee?
It's also a suburbish of Atlanta or Orlando.
Interesting. Yeah. Brown, no good on the foul shot. Rebound, Ephraim. Up ahead to Darnell. 3. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Bethea. Look at him jump. Goodness. Bounce pass to Zach. Puts it up. Nice fake. And the basket.
Head fakes are something that young basketball players definitely need to put into their arsenal. Pass fakes, shot fakes, head fakes.
Ellis in between the circles to Hodgick. It's a 15-point ball game with 3:40 to go. Josephitis, golly. It is just like he is shooting 5-footers
He
out
was
there.
going backwards, pass faked away, and then shot it.
Back to that 18-point deficit now. Steeple. Long 3 up, no good. We'll have a timeout at the next stoppage of play as we are approaching the 3-minute mark. Nighthawks cut it to 9, but Flagler turned on the afterburners, and there's another 3. This one by Alante Pickens, a 38% shooter beyond the arc.
Man.
Steeple, no good. Rebound, Hodgick. Largest lead of the day, 21. 2:41 to go. Out front, Hodgix will drive on Cottrell. No good, but a foul. We'll send him to the line after the official timeout. With 2:33 to play, it's Flagler 83, North Georgia 62. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. The Saints of Flagler have put on a show beyond the arc today, and in general have been a well-rounded team.
They're supremely balanced.
Demir Hodgick at the line, 69% on the season. This one no good. Transferred into Flagler out of University of Arkansas, Little Rock. Missed them both. Bethea with the ball away to Snyers, over the top to Zach Brown, lays it in. Back out to Pickens. Brown back to Pickens, 2:02 to go. Josephatis guarded by Snyers.
No way.
Flips a three, this one off the mark, no good. Hodgick nearly out-dueled the two Nighthawks for that loose ball, but Bethea gets it. Ephraim leaves it for Snyers. Darnell draws contact by Jetty. Darnell at the line. Coming into today, 3 of 4 at the charity stripe on the season.
Cut his free throw percentage by 25%.
Just like that.
Wow. It has a chance to increase it.
But does not.
Wow.
Hodgick the rebound. Leaves it for Ellis. Brown, Josephatis, Pickens, Hodgick out front, guarded by Brown. Backdoor cut, but no shot. Brown will launch a three and hit it. That is just amazing.
Augusta beat this team by 20.
It's a little scary. .22 advantage, the largest of the afternoon with 1:03 to go. You look back at how this game was seesawed in the first 7-8 minutes. Tied at 18, tied at 21, and then a 9-0 run. I beg your pardon, it was a more than that. It was a 14-0 run that broke it open at the half. A 10-point deficit for the Nighthawks. Cut it to 9. And now the Saints, as Josephitis will check out, to a round of applause from the Flagler bench and their fans in the stands. 88-64.
Show and replace by Darnell there.
Lob and a slam dunk, the alley-oop to Zach Brown. Final 40 seconds of the ball game. Pantelic to Hodgick, top of the key. Slim is in there as well. Gets the miss from Pantelic. Drive by Hodgick off the glass, good. So the Nighthawks have given up 20 more points than they typically do on average this season. And that's going to be your ball game.
I'm not quite sure how you would guard him.
Nope.
Flagler was well put together today. Really nice pieces that played well. We're good defensively, but I really don't know who could have guarded them any differently.
What was amazing, in addition to the proficiency that Josephitis showed, the shooting of Brown, who had such a quick trigger on his three.
The quickness of the point guard.
Yep. Ellis, Pickens.
The effort of the bigs.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a Metzger guy that plays like 3 possessions and then goes and sits down. They're good, and I'm just telling you, I think the Peach Belt is really, really good this year, and I think anybody can beat anybody, though. I still do, but Flagler, if they can play like that and piece together games like that, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
They will get the attention of a lot of folks in a hurry.
Yeah. Because
the numbers they threw up today were pretty impressive. The final score, 90-68. The Saints improve to 6-5 overall, 2-1 in conference play. North Georgia now 5-7, 0-4 in the Peach Belt. And coming up in just a moment, post-game time with Walker McCrary on behalf of Mr. Lee Glenn. I'm Craig Corbin. Glad you've joined us today. On to the postgame now. Walker, it's yours.
Thank you, Craig. Back in just a moment with final stats here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. Goodbye.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
90-68, your final score. Flagler defeats North Georgia here in Peach Belt Conference play. The Nighthawks fall to 0-4 in Peach Belt play for the first time since the 2010-2011 season here in Dahlonega. Walker McCrary here on the NSN postgame report. And what a night for Yeti Uarzapaitis. He had 33 points, 11 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 7 from distance, 6 of 6 from the stripe. He was a board short of a double-double, 9 rebounds to lead the way for Flagler, 18 points for Demerit Brown, 12 for Ellis Jr., and 10 for Hadzich to lead the way for Flagler. North Georgia had 17 points from KJ Jenkins to lead the way for the Nighthawks. North Georgia had 9 players in the scoring column, 11 for Zach Brown, 8 for Karad Watson, 7 for Zez Steeple, 6 for Zach Cottrell, 5 for Josh Cottrell, 4 apiece for Ephraim Shamanga and Darnell Snyers. North Georgia shot 40.6% from the floor, but here's the big one. Flagler shot 50.8% from the floor and 13 of 30 from distance. The Nighthawks just 7 of 30 from beyond the three-point line. One last commercial break here on the Nighthawk Sports Network, and when we return, we'll wrap things up and get you set for Wednesday night's game on the road before returning here on Saturday. Stay with us back in a moment here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
It takes more than intelligence and talent to succeed in life. It takes grit and a commitment to excellence.
It takes the willingness to serve others and a cause greater than yourself.
It requires you to push boundaries,
ask difficult questions,
and understand the world around you.
It requires you to know your strengths
and weaknesses, and have the desire to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
It requires you to be independent, efficient, and tolerant.
Ultimately, it requires you to be a leader. At the University of North Georgia, we develop leaders.
Leaders who serve our country abroad to tackle the challenges of the world.
And leaders who serve at home to improve our way of life.
Leaders who never quit.
Leaders who lead by example and not exception.
Leaders who are tough, but fair.
Leaders who are relentless and passionate.
Leaders who solve problems and don't make excuses.
Leaders who do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
There's nothing average about the University of North Georgia and its Corps of Cadets.
If you've got what it takes, then bring it.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain with Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
90-68, Flagler defeats North Georgia in Peach Belt Conference play here in Dahlonega to start the 2020 schedule for North Georgia and Flagler. Walker McCrary here on the NSN Postgame Report. Nighthawks will look to hit the road for the first time in 2020. They'll head down to Georgia Southwestern on Wednesday. Women at 5:30, men at 7:30 down in Americus. The Storm Dome, a very tough place to play for all opponents. In fact, Lander right now only a 2-point lead over Georgia Southwestern on the men's side, and Lander's women, a very good Bearcats team. They only beat Georgia Southwestern by 12 tonight. So a very tough place to play for both the women and the men, but then North Georgia will return home on Saturday, and we'll have that for you right back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Of course, coming up on NSN, you've got Hawk Talk on Monday, 3:30 p.m. on the flagship radio station for North Georgia Athletics, Glory 97.9, AM 1330 WGTJ. That'll also be able to be found on the podcast section of the website, ungathletics.com/Hawk Talk. Also, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. Thursday, right here on Georgia Mountain Television, you will have the next edition of UNG All Access. That'll air at 7 p.m. on Thursday and will be found on the front page of the UNG website, or UNG Athletics website, on Friday morning. That's where you can catch the latest edition of All Access. Well, for our entire NSN crew, our producer back in the control room, Morgan Brooks, the entire incredible camera staff here from Dahlonega, also for Craig Corbin and Lee Glenn courtside, I'm Walker McCrary. We will see you on Saturday right back here in Dahlonega. So long from the Gold City here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.